Hey, my name is Vincent Johnson. I reside here at Flannery Apartments, located at 1531 North Claiborne Avenue. And this is concerning an issue that was brought up earlier in another video, and I want to follow up and give people a little more insight on just what is what. All right, in December last year, 2022, there's a door that leads out to the balcony in which has been defective for the longest. The lady that stays by the door, she said it's been messed up for about 2 years. But anyway, she has called upon me to pull the door open because she doesn't have the strength to pull it open. So that's what I would do. Well, on this morning, the last week of December in 2022, I was doing just that because a lot of times I go out there, I shake out my dust mop, or I just go out there to test the weather or just get a breeze, all right? So I was pulling on this knob, and the next thing I know, I was flat on my back. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock and didn't have no idea that I was, because I was still trying to figure out how to open this door, okay, instead of thinking about myself. However, maybe a week or so later, the property manager shows up at my door with an envelope that turned out to be a material lease violation for breaking the balcony door and threatening someone. Well, as it turned out, my witness and I, we went over there to find out, what is she talking about, And finally, she couldn't come up with no one to back up the charges, so she offered to drop the threat charge completely and to reduce the breaking the balcony door down to a knob, okay? So the lady from CHA, who goes under the title of portfolio lady, she talked her out of it, okay? I don't know what her reason or motive was behind that, but she talked her out of it, okay? So I would like to, at this point, I would like to introduce my witnesses, and she can explain better than I can, okay, her version. And here she is, right here.
Hi, my name is Priscilla Harshaw. I've known Mr. Johnson for a very long time, and I've never known him to be a menace or a threatening person or anything else. My input in this is that I happened to come over one day to visit him, and there was a large gentleman down there. He looked as if he was a janitor or something, and they were discussing a person and laughing about him and saying very disparaging things about him. And then I realized through the conversation he was telling the other security and other tenants of the building and anybody that would listen to him about this chump who lived on the 5th floor. I realized, oh my God, he's talking about Mr. Johnson, and I was here to witness, or to be a witness with him on some charges that the building had brought against him, saying that he was a threat. And then to come into the building and hear somebody making threatening things about Mr. Johnson shocked me. So I went to the meeting with him, and we asked the portfolio lady or the building manager, what threat did he make? And she couldn't say what the threat was. She couldn't say who made the threat, and she couldn't say what the threat was. So I thought, man, they're just harassing you for just no reason whatsoever. And I was just shocked that they would do a senior citizen like that who has lived here for how many years?
Oh, since March 2008.
Yeah, and so he's lived here. He's been a model citizen since he's been here. I mean, everybody has a few bumps in the road, but I mean, he's like a really nice guy. So I cannot understand why they're so threatening towards him.
Now, I want to add in a few other things that might give people a better idea of who I am. I'm one of those individuals, when you cross me or you do me wrong, I'm going to stand up for myself. So they don't like me for that reason, okay? And there are probably many other reasons why they don't like me. I'm sort of to myself.
I think you're an organizer also, like you did with the parking and getting the benches.
Right, and I'm known for, I'm a stickler for the underdog, especially if that underdog happens to be myself, okay? And when you like that, it's obvious that you're not what you call a person that they like, okay? But that don't bother me. People have been disliking me all my life. It's the fact that and also this is very important. There was a meeting on October the 24th by the CEO, Tracy Scott. I don't know if she's still the CEO of CHA, but she had a meeting with us on the 24th of October last year. And all tenants were invited. Well, during that session, I stood up in front of everyone, the officials from CHA, Eastlake Management, all of them. And I spoke loud and clear. I said, Eastlake Management needs to be gone like yesterday. And they were there, Tetra Parr, and at the time, Stacy Jackson, and I don't know who else, but they were all right there when I said that. So that's another reason, and it doesn't bother me why they don't like me, because I'm very outspoken, okay? And also, during this so-called material lease violation, they just popped up out of nowhere. I wasn't called over and questioned about it or nothing. I mean, I wasn't, just boom. And I said, wow. And so my due process rights, as far as I'm concerned, were violated. Yes. They were not honored. I wasn't given an opportunity to address the matter. That's just another indication of just how intent they were on trying to get something on me, okay? Now, there are other things going on over here as far as things that should be taken care of that's not getting taken care of, okay?
Well, what about that janitor that
tried
to threaten you again?
Yeah, the janitor. He's so, you know what? His manner must be blamed on the property manager at the time, because she's the one that brought him into all of this, especially into my business. And it's been rumored, not just rumored, there have been several tenants who have, how seniors like to talk. They call it gossip. But a lot of times that gossip is true. And they've been complaining about this guy not doing his job. In fact, as recent as this morning, one of my neighbors said the same thing. This guy, he'll come on, for example, he'll come on the floor with a dustpan and one of those straw brooms. And he'll pick up a couple of things and then he'll go to the next floor. I don't think that's the way that's supposed to go. I think
I think more so he shouldn't be involved in tenants. His job is to keep the building clean.
Right, keep up.
He shouldn't, like when he threatened you,
right,
to your face, and your witness was another.
Oh yeah, let me tell you about. I had to call the police. I was downstairs in the lobby one day. I was down there by myself, and there's this new lady that was assigned that security position. So someone came down on the elevator and they said there's a lot of water on the elevator. So the lady behind the desk asked me, would I step outside to see if I saw a janitor? I said, who are you talking about? And she mentioned his name. I didn't know at the time his name was Steve Flowers. I didn't know that. And I said, well, can you give me a description? And she described it, and I said, no, I don't have nothing to do with it. Right at that moment, he bust out the coordinator. Let me give you a picture of the coordinator room. That's where the coordinator does different things for tenants. But janitors have a key to that room, so they can go in there and close the door and do whatever. Okay, well anyway, he busted out to the lobby, keep my name out your boy, out your mouth. And I'm like, number one, I never mentioned his name. Number two, I didn't say nothing about him, but he was trying to use that as a ploy to draw me into a situation, because like I said, they out to get me, okay? So I ignored him. But he wasn't satisfied with that. a lady came into the building I know with some water, and I was talking to her. I'm trying to hope, why don't this guy go on about his business? But instead he said, oh, you just gonna ignore me. I said, wow. And so I went on outside, and then I got to thinking, I said, I need to call the police. So I came back in and I made the mistake of mentioning that I was going to call the police in front of that lady behind the desk before I found out she was part of the clique, or she became part of the clique, okay? And she said, what are you going to call the police for? I said, what do you mean? I said, you just witnessed what took place. I said, all I expect out of you, ma'am, is for you to tell the truth. That's all I ask, tell the truth. But then I made another mistake. I came up to my apartment. You look back in retrospect, you always see something that you could have did a little different. But anyway, so next thing I know, I get a knock on the door. And these two lady cops say, are you Mr. Johnson? I said, yes, I am. I'm the one that called you people, okay? Well, I offered to go downstairs because I wanted them to interview me right in front of the lady behind the desk so she can witness that I didn't say nothing to that individual or about that individual. Well, she told part of the truth. I finally got them to let me go downstairs with them because they didn't even want, so I could tell they already prejudiced against me. And I found that out for sure when I got downstairs. Lo and behold, there's the property manager, there's the guy that came out that bag on me. They all right down there, So I said to myself, oh yeah, I see what's going on now. Okay, so I asked the lady, I said, would you tell the truth? I said, he raised his voice at me and everything. No, he wasn't talking that loud. I said, oh wow. So I saw I didn't have no wind, and the officers kept asking me, what did he say that was threatening? I said it wasn't so much what he said, it was his tone and his manner, plus he's a 200-something pound individual, and he didn't have no business saying nothing to me in the first place, okay?
Correct, because he's a janitor.
He's a janitor, or at least I thought he was, because I'm beginning to wonder about that, because when he first started working here last year, it seemed like he fell right in cahoots with the property manager who happened to be Stacy Jackson. I heard that she was removed. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't go by rumors, okay? And some of us began to wonder, did he know these people previously? Because he seemed right in accord with them and some kind of thing against me. You know how people can look at you a certain way, you could tell that they really don't mean you no good, okay? Or they don't like you for whatever reasons. And that's the impression that I got. So I'm doing this because I don't have any other means at this time. And anyone that's listening to this, if you can somehow help me to stand up to these people, you are welcome to do so, okay? And my information is available, my email address and my phone number. I have no reservation or apprehension about somebody calling my number. I ain't got no problem with that, even if it's a crank call, okay? And so I have brought this to the attention of the people downtown, the CHA and East Lake, all the top heads, okay? I brought this to their attention. I have not received anything back about my original complaint about this guy. He's still walking around. I saw him this morning, and he gave me a dirty look, okay? And so I shouldn't have to live in fear of some possible thing taking place. I shouldn't have to live like that, okay? And once it's been brought to the attention of the authorities that this individual is going out his way to make it uncomfortable for someone like
I think he's being harassing towards him. He deliberately comes into where he's at. Like he said, he's a large guy, and he should not be walking around amongst seniors with that kind of attitude.
Yeah. So, You know, so I don't want to say any more than that, except I haven't received anything back from East Lake Management
So
addressing that. In fact, I found out,
justice.
just a moment, I found out that I think the lady that makes those assignments, her name is Wanda Pollard, I was told. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I have spoken with different people at the East Lake Management, and I keep receiving a runaround, okay? I was also told by the portfolio lady that they might consider dropping them false charges on me. Because actually, that's all I asked in the beginning.
Correct.
We wouldn't even be going to this extent. But it seemed like, you know, I don't know what it is. Seniors are easy pickings, I suppose, and we the easiest people to ignore or just disregard. I don't know, but I'm one of them exceptions. As long as I got the breath in my body and the mind to go with it, I'm gonna speak up for myself, period.
Okay.
And I'm looking for justice. Did you want to say something else on my
Other
witness?
than like I said, I just think they ought to take better care of the seniors. They've, you know, done their due diligence in this life, and now they should be in a place where they can relax. And I hope, Vincent, that you get the justice that you deserve.
Right, because I don't want to have to be living up in here wondering whether or not this guy gonna come out of another bag like he did. I mean, he came out that big. Who knows what else he might do?
Correct.
And then he's poisoning all these people that he talks to. You can actually feel the hostility
Correct.
when I go downstairs in the lobby to go out. I could feel it, you know.
Or like when I stood there and witnessed.
Yeah.
And had he knew me and knew that I knew Mr. Johnson,
Right.
I think it might have been a different
Could have been
conversation.
different. He was
but
low.
I witnessed his poison being spread around.
Yeah, so he's, ain't no telling who knows what is going on, you know, and it doesn't take much imagination to figure that whatever, there are not nice things being said about me, let me put it like that, okay?
By a janitor once again.
Yeah, by that, he 200, you know what does that say about him? I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but to me, I weigh 140 pounds soaking wet. I'm not a threat, I'm almost 80 years old, okay? I'm not a threat to him. What kind of individual are you? I know back in my day, we had terms for it, but I ain't gonna get into it. You know, bullying types that were like that, we had terms for that. Why would you even present yourself like that to a senior of my status, okay, in the first place? Why would you, what do you get out of that? Okay, he's probably one of them, I don't want to speculate, I'm tempted, okay.
So don't.
I won't do it. I ain't gonna.
Just a janitor's here to clean the building, and he should
And he
not
don't
be
do that
involved.
correctly.
He should not be involved with the tenants. I knew of another building where the janitor got involved with the tenants, and they let him go. That is not his job.
This is one of my neighbors, a very beautiful lady. She's been my neighbor since 2008. She was in here before me, and she on many occasions have had me to pull that door open because it would be stuck all the time, okay? And I would have to pull it open because she didn't have the strength to pull it open. Then you say that door had been messed up, what, 2 years? Or?
A long time.
Long time, okay? So anyway, when I told her that I was trying to pull it open one day, and I had injured myself and whatnot, she had no idea about that, but she can verify that I did not break no balcony door. Okay, that the door was already broken, all right, even though I got charged with breaking the balcony door. And the people that they got in that position, Stacy Jackson, she has been nothing but horror to us as seniors. It seemed like, I don't know for what the purpose is, I'm not gonna try to be an analyst, but it seemed like they just don't like seniors, okay? And she's had different problems. That janitor had to be told on because he wasn't cleaning the hallway correctly, and so on and so forth.
Okay, my name is Eddie Hughes. I live 1531 North Claiborne Avenue, apartment 502. I've been here 18 years. And the manager here now is the worst manager we ever had here. They don't answer the phone. Sometimes you call over there and the guy said they're not there or they busy. And it's just a lot of stuff that shouldn't be going on. Because they really don't know what they're doing. They just there for a paycheck. Put it like that. And put that door back, that door been broke. Because they have air over there, central air in the hallway. We don't have it here. And sometimes when the elevator down, we sat in the hallway 15, 20 minutes waiting on the elevator to come down. And you almost fall out in the hallway. So, and for that door, it's been like that for quite a while. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, and that's basically it. So, thank you very much, Miss Setty. She's real good people. You know, I look out for all I can, any kind of way she needs my help, and I can participate. I don't hesitate. Okay, she reminds me of my mother a lot. Anyway, even though I'm almost as old as she is. You know.
So thank you for your time and your cooperation.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Norma Ramos. I reside at 1531 North Clybourne. I am a neighbor of Mr. Vincent Johnson.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here since December of 2017. Actually, that was my Christmas present moving here. I wanted to get away from where I was at, and the good Lord blessed me to move here.
And the management company, when you came here, can you state how they are and how you feel about the current management?
The management company, which was
Oh, you talking about the original manager?
Well, she got it, her first experience
Right
with the
Star.
management.
okay. So we're not talking about.
No, Stacy.
No, we're not talking about Eastlake. We're talking about the managers.
When you first got here, and then
First
Yeah, we
got
talk
here.
about
that changed to the new one.
Yeah.
to the-
I messed up here.
Yeah, when I first moved in, the manager was very nice. She did go out of her way. But lately, we've been getting people that just don't really care and are not helpful at all.
Well, let's make that distinction. The first manager that you experienced, Bright Star,
Right.
she was real nice.
Mm-hmm.
But the one we got now, Stacy Jackson,
Stacy Jackson,
and her
yes.
immediate boss,
Right.
Tetra Paul,
Right.
is like
who
a
is-
horror movie.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes, she's the one that we're having issues with, trying to get things done around here. It's like, it takes forever, and they just don't show that they care too much
They really don't.
about us old seniors. They're giving us too many rules and regulations, saying you can't do this and you can't do that, but she's just not reliable to me. She's just too young and doesn't really know or care about us seniors and what's going on in the facility. Or
Do you have any examples of things you've asked her to do and her attitude or her response to them?
Well, like when the heating situation that we had, when the weather was nice out, they took forever to turn off the heat, and they were sweating us in here.
Yeah.
We had
Over
the temperature
100
in here.
degrees.
They came in here was 105. The guy that came from, I think, Catholic Charities, he was like, oh my God, he could not believe that in my room when he put that figamajig, it was like 105 in here.
Plus the fact that she likes to go out on the balcony and drink coffee in the morning. Oh, this current property manager, Stacy Jackson, had an issue with that. Tell them about
Oh
that.
yeah, she did. She mentioned something about that. We're not allowed to go sit out in the patio, and I said, but I'm just sitting here having my coffee, and just sitting here and looking out to see what the weather's like. And she said that's not what that's for. And we had issues with them taking down the signs. They had them there for a while. I mean, the patio looks fine to me, so I don't know why.
You've been doing it already prior to her stopping
Yeah,
this time?
before I always used to sit on, when I lived on the 8th floor, because I had 2 apartments. I had the studio apartment, and then from there I moved down here, which has been like now 3 years that I've been here. And, when she said that, I guess because they could see me and I'm sitting out there, and she said that we weren't allowed to sit there or to be out there. And all I had was just my little chair and sitting there drinking my coffee.
Okay.
And we're not allowed
So
to do
that's that
that.
unnecessary harassment. Like she was saying, they have a very dismissive attitude towards us as seniors. It makes you wonder, do they have any seniors in their family? Okay, because it doesn't seem like, I don't know what's going on. And like she said, she's very immature, to put it nice. I'm putting it nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, she should not be in that position. The only reason she's in there is because of Tetra Park. She handpicked her and put her in that position. Okay, but she's not qualified at all. Okay.
Yeah, I've mentioned to her, you know, a couple of things, and it's just the way that she responds when you ask her things, you know, like it's my way or the highway or whatever, you know, when you try to get some kind of help on or anything, I'll call you back or I'll get to you on that, and I never hear from them, and I just, you know, leave it alone. I said eventually it'll get resolved or whatever, you know. So.
Okay.
Very good.
That's
Thank you for
it.
your time and your cooperation.
That's it.
job.
So I'm appealing to anyone in authority, because I'm gonna make sure you guys get copies of this. I'm appealing to you guys. Whatever you are in mind of, that individual should be removed. I'm not saying fired, but I wouldn't be against it either. But he should at least be removed. Okay, and that's it, y'all.